Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention is attempting to keep travelers safe from the Zika virus. However, listing the Virgin Islands as one of the affected areas may affect the tourism industry in the Virgin Islands. Tourism is a major source of revenue to the territory, and the Department of Health, as well as the Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, have released statements. Here's more.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention listed several Caribbean destinations as well as the United States Virgin Islands as active Zika virus locations. United States' biggest airlines are allowing some customers to cancel or postpone their trips to areas affected by the Zika virus. American, United, and Delta each made the move this week amid rising concerns about the mosquito-borne virus. This may come as bad news to some in the territory, as the Virgin Islands Department of Tourism has already begun a massive advertising campaign that was launched last week and should reach thousands of households across the nation. Commissioner of Tourism Beverly Nicholson Dottie announced a robust marketing program, including a $300,000 worth of national television ads to be aired on CNN and CNN's headline news over the next 6 weeks. According to the Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, the entire marketing investment is more than $700,000. Tourism stated that the investment should yield a return of a 6-to-1 ratio. But with the airlines as well as cruise lines providing free rebooking services for their customers, especially pregnant women traveling, the question remains, how will the Zika virus affect tourism in the territory? No specific antiviral treatment nor vaccine is available to treat the Zika virus infection. The CDC has recommended that pregnant women and women trying to become pregnant should take an abundance of caution traveling to infected areas. The Virgin Islands Department of Tourism has provided guidelines for hotels and resorts in the territory. Stephanie Brown, News 2.
In Bridgetown, Barbados, the Caribbean Tourism Organization and the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association began urging all Caribbean countries and the National Hotel and Tourism Association and hotels in the regions to diligently work to control the mosquito population in light of the recent reports of the Zika virus. In addition, CTO and CHTA are working diligently with public health authorities in the Caribbean to mitigate the effects of the Zika virus. CTO and CHTA are in close contact with the Caribbean Public Health Agency to monitor and research the Zika cases that have now surfaced in some Caribbean destinations. 2 Royal Caribbean international ships have been diverted to St. Thomas due to the effects of Winter Storm Jonas. Grandeur of the Seas will call on St. Thomas on Saturday, January 30th, and berth at the West Indian Company Limited dock from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Anthem of the Seas will berth at Crown Bay's Austin Bay Monsanto Marine Terminal on Monday, February 1st from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Joseph Bishelty, president and CEO of the West Indian Company, said, "While we regret that extreme seasonal weather is causing distress in several communities and interrupting vacation itineraries, we welcome the opportunity for additional cruise ships to visit our shores." WICO also announced additional changes to the Monday, February 1st cruise ship schedule. Carnival Liberty will now arrive at 6:45 a.m. and depart at 11 p.m. Carnival Glory will arrive at 7:15 a.m. and depart at 5 p.m. On Tuesday, February 2nd, the Carnival Valor will arrive at 11 a.m. and depart at 11:10 p.m. The Carnival Cruise Line ships will berth at the West Indian Company dock. Cleanup operations are ongoing, according to WAPA, after about 50 to 100 gallons of petroleum spilled on the surface of the waters off the WAPA fuel dock in Estate Richmond. According to WAPA's Chief Operating Officer, Gregory Reimer, plant personnel noticed the petroleum sheen at around 12 noon Thursday. Authorities, including Vitima, DPNR, and the VI Port Authority, have been notified, and given the proximity of seaborne seaplane operations and the fuel dock facility, the airboat company had also been notified. The Coast Guard's National Response Center was advised of the incident as well.
A cleanup effort is expected to continue by personnel of the Water and Power Authority through the overnight hours tonight and into Friday. WAPA is expected on Friday to investigate why the final leg of its dual safeguard oil-water separation system failed, causing today's oil spill. No precautions that we're being made aware of and to pass on to the community at this point, other than to take note of the fact that we do have an oil spill incident and we are working feverishly to clean it up.
Count on two, we will keep you updated. Meanwhile, the territory's waste management system could get a boost if Governor Mapp follows through with his statements during the 2016 State of the Territory. A new vision for handling waste locally would mandate recycling and ban the use of environmentally harmful containers. NEWS2's April Knight has more.
Governor Kenneth Mapp did not mince words on the State of the Territory's cleanliness.
Our islands are simply too filthy.
So he said he's submitting 3 pieces of legislation to the Senate by the end of the week that would give new direction to the way the VI handles waste. The Virgin Islands will have a comprehensive waste reduction program, according to the governor, making recycling and composting mandatory on all 4 islands. In the future, Virgin Islanders could also get money back for every can or bottle they insert into reverse vending machines that look like this. Plastic grocery bags and non-recyclable paper bags could soon be a thing of the past as well under the new laws, and some in the Senate say it's about time.
I think the time is here. I think that we have the support for the plastic bag ban. I think we need to take a careful look at the fees and recycling.
The governor also laid to rest the long-held waste-to-energy concept, the idea that the Virgin Islands can convert its waste into a fuel source to power the territory.
Let's not fool ourselves. We do not produce enough daily waste in the entire territory to support one 10-megawatt plant, much less 2.
But according to Mapp, ultimately the success of the territory's waste management efforts lies in the hands of its residents.
Tonight I ask the people of the Virgin Islands not to force your government to impose a tax on the community simply to clean up behind ourselves. We are really a better people than that.
Reporting for NEWS2, I'm April Knight.
The VI Waste Management Authority advises residents on St. Croix that the Montbijou bin site will be temporarily closed for improvements that began today, Thursday, through Sunday, January 31st. The authority apologizes for any inconvenience and asks residents to use other existing bin sites, namely the Concordia bin site, Peter's Rest Convenience Center, and the bins located outside the Anguilla landfill. Some lawmakers were disappointed that Governor Mapp did not delve deeper into the issue of homelessness and mental illness in his State of the Territory address. On Friday, the Senate Committee on Housing would gather various agencies to discuss an immediate need of homeless individuals. Emergency housing. NEWS2's April Knight has that story.
The state of emergency housing in the territory is critical, according to one lawmaker, which is why the Senate Committee on Housing, Public Works, and Waste Management is calling certain government agencies together on Friday. Senator Marvin Blyden, who spent 20 years working for the VI Housing Authority, says that much of the burden to house newly homeless people is placed on the territory's already ailing nonprofits.
You can send them to Bethlehem House, Catholic Charities, other non-for-profit organizations who assist in providing emergency housing. But as a government, we do not have any emergency housing here in the St. Thomas St. Dan district.
The problem of homelessness is a confluence of various other issues, including mental illness, according to Blyden. The Friday hearing would hopefully reveal a feasible plan for the government to provide emergency shelter for its residents.
The governor mentioned in his State of the Territory address that he is going to receive $2.6 million from the 80 homes that he's leasing out in St. Croix from the Hoventa site. Well, I'm asking for $1 million from those homes to assist with starting some kind of emergency housing facility.
According to Blyden, the utter lack of government emergency housing in the territory calls for a careful collaboration between agencies, and that's exactly what he's asking the executive branch to help him do.
To reinstitute the Virgin Islands Interagency Council on Homelessness.
According to Blyden, the way the Virgin Islands treats this problem says something about the character of its people.
We got to find some way of solving this problem. And I think we can do it as a society, and we should, because you never know tomorrow it can be me or you.
Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Turn our attention to crime reports on Wednesday, January 27th at 12 p.m. Officers responded to the report of a vehicular accident that occurred in the vicinity of the Windward Passage Hotel on Veterans Drive. According to that report, the incident took place while two visitors attempted to cross the street towards the waterfront. A vehicle traveling east on Veterans Drive collided into the visitors, causing severe injuries about the body. Both victims were transported to the Royal Schneider Regional Center for medical treatment they sustained during the auto accident. Also on Wednesday, January 27th at 1:45 p.m., Kyle Woods, 45, of an unknown address, was arrested and charged with third-degree burglary after he was identified via surveillance as the individual who removed several items from the My Brother's Workshop bakery located on Noragata. Bail for Kyle Woods was set at $25,000. On Wednesday, January 27th at 7:51 p.m., the 911 emergency call center received notification of a robbery that took place in the Mutual Homes housing community. The 20-year-old male victim told officers that he went into the rear of the building in which he resides to feed his dogs. He was approached by three unknown men. One acted as a lookout while one pushed him to the ground and the other held him down, assaulted him, and took his mobile phone in addition to a gold chain, pendant, and ring. The three unknown men then fled. He said all three men wore black T-shirts tied across their faces. The investigation continues. Keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our Stock Market Watch. As we can see, everything up. The Dow 125, NASDAQ 38, S&P 500 up at 10. Coming up on News 2, Botox has a reputation for erasing the years by smoothing away the wrinkles on your face, but it has other issues in the medical world too. Did you know it's even used to treat migraines and regular headaches? Here's details. Well, Botox has a reputation for erasing the years by smoothing away the wrinkles on your face, but it has other uses in the medical world too. Did you know it's even used to treat migraines and regular headaches? Here's details. When you hear Botox, you may think of only wrinkle treatment.
It was first used actually as a therapeutic use. There was a doctor that was using it to prevent people from having spasms in their eye where they were blinking too much. But they noticed that when they applied it for this, that the patients didn't have lines around their eye.
But did you know there are also medical uses?
Botox is a medicine, and the medicine acts to kind of stop the muscles from moving as much. So for certain areas where we may see some fine lines or areas that we don't want to look like lines, what the Botox does is prevents the muscles from moving.
Many doctors are now talking about Botox for migraines.
People are using it from everywhere from reducing lines, like I said, around their eyes and their forehead, to headaches, to preventing their teeth from grinding. People are using it when to prevent sweating in certain areas.
The medicines regulator, MHRA, says there's evidence Botox is effective at preventing headaches in adults with chronic migraines.
Allergan Company has FDA-approved use of Botox for the treatment of headaches, and it's actually recommended for patients that suffer from migraine. The idea is that some of this tension in the muscles and scalp is what's contributing to the headaches, and so if these areas are relaxed, then you don't get the headaches quite as frequently.
Botox injections are given with very tiny needles to affected areas.
It comes in it's either in a powder or a freeze-dried solution, and it's mixed in a saline, different concentrations for different areas, and then the medicine is injected directly into the muscle or very close to the muscle. It takes maybe 2 or 3 days for one to really see an effect or feel effect if it's not something that's quite visual, and then it lasts for anywhere between 4 to 6 months depending on the person and the muscle and the amount that you're injecting.
Next week, what many are familiar with, Botox to erase wrinkles. YWCA USVI is holding its third annual Girls and Young Women's Get Fit Day. They are calling all young women and girls, and it's themed Getting Fit for Life. This is the third year for this annual event, which will be held on Saturday, January 30th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the University of the Virgin Islands Clubhouse and Field. For sports enthusiasts, there will be tennis and basketball clinics, Zumba-styled aerobics, yoga sessions, floor exercises, and more. There will also be sessions and demonstrations on healthy living, healthy snack preparation, breakfast snacks, and nutritious lunch will be provided. While the focus is on girls and young women, boys will not be turned away. February 8th, 2016 to May 23rd, 2016, there is a fitness challenge you can join in on at the St. Croix Sportsman Center. They say if you join this fitness challenge, you'll get strength training, cardio, boxing strength, and more. There will be weekly prizes, weekly weigh-in, and accountability before and after pictures, goal setting, and motivation, group support, along with free workout classes. The Rotary Club of St. Croix held a vocational service recognition luncheon today at the Gertrude's Restaurant to honor 9 outstanding citizens on the island of St. Croix who provide services in the vocational field. Elizabeth Beck, a department chair of business education at the St. Croix Educational Complex, Virginia Claremont, the founder of Clean Sweep Frederiksted. Nyla Monlouis is a young printing entrepreneur. Craig Lloyd, a driving force at the Montbijou Community Center. Anthony Alfred, a dedicated maintenance supervisor at the St. Croix Landmark Society. Glenda Frederick, a longtime custodian worker with the Social Welfare Department. Juan Concepcion, a dedicated police officer, and the duo Campbell Soup Carter and David Kimba Christian, they were recognized for their service to the community.
What we've done today is a vocational service recognition luncheon, and we honor 9 persons in our community who go beyond their vocation in giving back to this community, giving back in the vocation that they do, and assisting this community by just being who they are and loving the work that they do.
Get ready for the entertainment event of the year on St. John with Love City Live, a whole weekend of beach music, boating, and more. There is an incredible lineup of renowned reggae artists: Visions Reggae Combo, Lion Soldiers, the Rasabaija and Enity Band. The Black Star Band featuring Blackness and Hugo Rankin events kicked off Wednesday with the cocktails and connections. Today, the fun was at Oppenheimer Beach. Tomorrow, Friday, it's the all-white beach party at Cruise Bay Beachfront from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. On Saturday, reggae artists in the ruins at Estate Susannaberg. That's at 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday is the Powerboat Party with a 9 a.m. departure. The festival-like atmosphere will include arts and crafts, vendors, and Caribbean food. Lots of fun. The Virgin Islands Lottery number 865 for 2016's ticket featured the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as the most important voice of the American civil rights movement, who worked for equal rights for all. VI Lottery reps say the tickets were one way to reflect upon Dr. King's message. Here are your winning numbers drawn earlier today.
The VI Lottery presents draw results of today's drawing on NEWS2. Here are the top prizes. 5th prize for $20,000, 30871. 30871. 4th prize for $30,000, 04664. 04664. 3rd prize for $40,000, 26957. 26957. 2nd prize for $65,000, 06620. 06620. And the winning ticket number for the grand prize of $175,000 is 28875. 28875. If your ticket number wasn't called, keep trying. One of these days, your number could win. The next drawing is February 11th. Play the VI Lottery and imagine the possibilities.
Good luck as you check those tickets. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.